Test, test, test. What's up, everybody? It's your boy DJ Spyda the Don. Of course, it's your boy. I'm back with another It's Facts podcast. I got a very special guest in the building today. My homegirl, my sister from another mister, the sister that I know is too ratchet for me to actually keep around. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Rock Obama, what's up?
Why you ain't put that sound for me?
I got
Why
a
you
little.
ain't put the little
I just gave you a round of applause.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, how you like that? You like that? All right, good.
Respect.
Some respect on your name.
I ain't gonna say no more.
All right, my bad. I should have more respect. But how you been though? So talk to me, man. I know it's been real tough. You got a lot of things popping right now, especially for the community right now, especially what you've been doing and what you've been working on. Besides talking a lot of shit on Twitter.
I talk shit on all social media.
Of course.
But yes, I'm helping with the Freedom Day Juneteenth block party, which this is live, right?
Yeah.
So it's tomorrow at 5. It's going to be at Industrial Park, Studio 17. If y'all follow me on Instagram, I have posted the flyer at Barack Obama 305 on Instagram. So we're gonna have food vendors, we're gonna have music, we're gonna have basically like everything. It's gonna be great. Masks are required, especially because I heard that
they just made it required for Orange County. Just made it mandatory.
Yeah. So we're providing masks if you don't have one. We have hand sanitizers on deck. We got sinks to wash your hands. It's gonna be a nice little dope unity event tomorrow.
That's what we need, and I really appreciate you for taking a major role in getting us together as far as celebrating something that needs to be celebrated worldwide, nationwide. It's one thing that I think it's good that we actually have time this year. We actually have people who kind of forced to make time, but forced to, like, especially at the movement we're having right now, that momentum. That I don't think we've really seen people be as hyped about Juneteenth, and like as we used to be in the 90s when everything was African American owned, FUBU and all this stuff, and BET was actually still owned by black people. You know what I'm saying? I think it's now we're just able to really enjoy a ground upswell and actually be able to be happy with people celebrating it, something that need to be celebrated. Like, because, you know, for me growing up,
it's becoming a national holiday. A lot of places are now like recognizing it as a national holiday, giving people paid time off and all that stuff. So it's good that it's actually being like brought to light, because a lot of people didn't even know about it. Like I had my coworkers was like, "Yeah, I've been hearing about this Juneteenth thing. What's this about?" So it's good that like at least now everybody's like it's being like more widely known. And it's just becoming like a bigger thing for us. And that's great, because we need that acknowledgement. We need that support. We need all that.
And keep in mind, she's Haitian, so she don't got to do this. She has her 1804, nigga. She don't got it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm proud of you for doing this. Orlando needs this. Drop the information one more time before we get started with today's conversations.
Yes, it's gonna be in Industrial Park. It's by Studio 7. If you Google Studio 17, that is the location. But you can follow me at Barack Obama 305. It's on Juneteenth, which is June 19th. It's from 5 to 10. We're gonna have food vendors. We're gonna have everything. So bring your money. All the money that you saved up, buy black with it. We're going to have a lot of black vendors there. 19. So bring your wallet. It's from 5 to 10. Your family. Bring your cousins. Food vendors. Everybody. Bring your side chicks. Bring them all.
Wait. Don't be getting people caught up. Don't say the side chick.
Bring your side chicks. Side chicks.
You're going to get people smacked upside the head, getting pulled by the ear. You know what I mean? Can't do that.
Bring them together. Bring your side chick and your wife.
Oh, dog. No, see, you out here to keep people killed now. That's just not what it is, y'all. But just go out there, be supportive. I want as many people as they possibly can to really celebrate Juneteenth, of course. Once again, Juneteenth is tomorrow. Okay, I'm out of town. I'm celebrating my my first year, I got a girlfriend anniversary. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm celebrating tomorrow. So on Juneteenth. So
Ooh.
yeah, no, we going.
How'd your side chick take it?
What?
How'd your side chick take it?
Huh? What? See? I'm a master. Okay. I'm a master sidestepper. What you talking about?
Oh, we playing games now. Okay.
Ain't no games. Ain't no games. But once again, June 19th. But let's get started with the show. It's Facts Podcast. You got Ciroc. You got to talk only facts today. I want full blown opinions. I know you got them. All right.
Okay.
All right. So once again, I want to say this. My bad. We late tonight because I was getting a haircut, as you can see. But we had so much stuff going on in the entertainment world, especially revolving around the protests, people's thoughts and opinions on the protests. Of course, you know, it's one of those things where you actually get to see people's mindset evolve. So first off, what's your mindset of like entertainment? What's your mindset on like the actual response we're seeing from the entertainment world about the protests and like brands and stuff?
Well, I feel like, of course, the brands have to say what they're saying, but if their actions don't back their words, then bullshit. So as of right now, all of that shit is canceled. Like, I've only been to Puerto Tropical. I've only been to Puerto Tropical or Caribbean food places thus far, because I'm not going to McDonald's, I'm not going to Starbucks, I'm not going to none of that. And and I don't care what they write. Of course, they wrote, like, you know, they have to say certain things. But when I'm reading their letter, if they don't acknowledge racism, period. Like, if they're saying this is a hard time for us all, like they're all lives mattering it, I'm definitely not ever fucking supporting it. Mm-hmm. Now, if you have something where you do acknowledge the racism or whatever, and you're saying, oh yes, well, our company is going to attempt to blah, 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 then I'm going to keep an eye out for you. Maybe in the future, I might, you know, if I see a Taco Bell on the side of the road, well, not Taco Bell, because Taco Bell tried it. But like, if I see like a food on the top side of the road, like, you know, I might snap. You know what I'm saying? Uh-huh. But until then, until I figure out what the fuck is going on, I'm just gonna eat at my Caribbean stores. I'm gonna eat at my Caribbean shit, or like my small business food, black food places.
Of course. I feel somewhat the same way. I'm not really too hype on the what do you call it? When you just say no, you're boycotting. Because really, for me, that whole movement, I get it, I understand it, but also everybody's just making that statement to just kind of like, okay, we support. You don't get to see everything. Mm-hmm. But also, we're starting to see developments in the music industry as far as artists now kind of being put in the box, seeing like, where do you stand on this? Why haven't you said this? You know what I mean? And of course, artists, for me personally, I don't really look to like I don't do the where's Ja moment like Dave Chappelle said in his stand up. I don't care. Honestly, I get Dave Chappelle made that stand up. It was a wonderful stand up in my opinion, but I wasn't begging for stand up. Huh?
I don't think it was a stand up. It seemed more of like a. To be completely honest, I don't know. It kind of felt like a one person short live podcast show.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like too much like
not many jokes.
We can find the comedy in it, but it wasn't like, you know, joke after joke after joke. You know, it was still like kind of like podcasty. Like, he just wanted to get shit off his chest. But yeah, I don't care about the celebrities either. The celebrities, why are y'all worried? Like, if they want to make a song about it, like if they're a singer and they want to make a song about it, like about their opinion or whatever, that's cool. If you want to hear their opinion, that's cool. But when you start putting them at the podium with mayors and shit
and begging them to say something that they're not supposed to, they don't really know much about,
it don't make no fucking sense. Like, I want to hear from your opinion when they have you at an interview or whatever. Yeah, that's cool. That's your opinion. But when people start taking that as like law type shit, like, that shit don't make no sense to me.
And I'll tell you another thing. Like J Cole I think someone said this. Like, J. Cole, they put that tag of lyricist rapper in front of his name. And like, oh, he's lyricist. He should be able to say something like, but J. Cole's like, look, I just went to college. I didn't go to school for politics. Like,
yeah, you don't know him. Like, he ain't well read.
Yeah, like he's well enough. He's well read enough to communicate and do what he does, but his job is in the political field. Like, so let that man give his opinion, which is what kind of what surprised me about people's response to his single. I don't know if you had a chance to listen to it, "Snow on the Bluff."
I heard it.
You did? You know,
but I only heard it like once.
You only heard it once, but the thing is, like, there's a little controversy about him and NoName, rapper NoName, going back and forth about this. You know.
What were they going back and forth about?
Well, pretty much, NoName has been calling out, not really calling out by name, but making allusions to why celebrities aren't speaking out. Kind of just alluding to that kind of controversy. It's like, why aren't we hearing from you now? Why, like, what's your opinion on this? Why don't you speak up when we have these issues? Which I get why she want, like, you get all these artists a big platform, right? But we also got to know that responsibility, they're not, I mean, it doesn't really lie in their responsibility. You know what I mean? Yeah,
they didn't sign up to be politicians. And, you know, whenever people are trying to be an artist, they're not, sometimes they don't always expect it to be as big as it's going to be or whatever the case is. Yeah, they can, what I think would be, like, it would be cool if they use their platform to promote other people who are actually doing the work. But the thing is that it's not, I'm not saying my fault, but it's like us as a consumer's fault, because we're looking for them for information when there's people out there with the information that we're looking for.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make any sense for us to be looking to fucking J. Cole to find out what he thinks about Breonna Taylor when Angela Rye has a whole list of the numbers that you can call, the people that you can email, all this information to who you supposed to go and talk to. So there's no reason why do we need Ja Rule, why we need these people when we have people in the community. If you watch Trevor Noah has like a comedy night CNN shit. Like, if you don't like boring politics, he's gonna give you the boring politics, and he's a comedian.
Yeah.
And it's it's really entertaining. So if you want to watch that, and Trevor Noah always ends the show with the information that you need. Hey, call this number. If you want to make a change, you can donate here. You can do this. You can do that. Why are we waiting for J. Cole to tell us what to do?
It's even like we waiting for, where's Kendrick at? No, like, he's out there going to protest, and y'all be like, okay, yeah, he's finally showed at the protest. You don't. That thing is like, we don't need them. You don't. I think it's all obvious that the black community is looking for a leader, and it's weird.
They're looking in the wrong spot.
Exactly.
They're looking in the wrong place, because we have leaders. They're not going to those leaders. They're not looking towards those leaders at all. They're looking for what Jay-Z and Beyonce are gonna say. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and the thing is, I'm gonna say this overall, everything. I appreciate Lil Baby's single. I appreciate J. Cole's song. I appreciate these artists coming out and this, maybe they're giving their opinions. That's all they're giving is their opinion, right? And that's okay. We need them to speak up. We need music to rally and chant. We gonna be all right. We need all that stuff, but we shouldn't be saying that that's a problem.
Like, they have to. Like, they have to. Like, you have a platform and you have to. And Cardi B says this all the time. I'm not a role model. I didn't sign up to be a role model. I signed up to be an artist. That's what I signed up for. So just because you take me as a role model, yes, I'll take that into consideration. But don't look up to me, because that's not what I was planning on doing.
Facts. I mean, but overall, I really do think that entertainment has to take the cancel culture has got to go. Like, there's things we can cancel people for, but it shouldn't be like a scarlet letter type of situation. People it's one thing. Like, I'll be real with you. Like, I've always had an issue with the no snitching thing in the community. Like, I'm a civilian. Y'all do me wrong, I'm gonna tell somebody y'all did me wrong. You know what I mean? I'm a civilian. Like,
I'm telling.
I'm telling. But overall, I feel like now the community has to speak up. We got to take out our own trash as well. We got to clean up our own neighborhoods. We got to be able to strike that balance, because if we don't hold ourselves to a standard, we expect these other people to be held to a standard. It looks retarded, it looks stupid. Part of my using the wrong R word, but that's not what I meant.
Right.
But us getting rid of the cancel culture kind of thing, and us understanding the nuances in people's history and growing up and this lifestyle.
Nobody really gets canceled. Who's been canceled?
Man, they trying to get people out of here.
Yeah, but who they getting out of here for real?
They just try to get J Cole out of here just because he dropped the song and it alluded to NoName.
J Cole is not out of here. That everybody that like they getting upset. First of all, Twitter get upset over everything. Like you'll say good morning, they be like, bitch, there's some people who ain't seen the morning. Some people live underground. Like they always upset about something. Like it's just they just want something to say. Like there's no reason for you to be upset at J. Cole. Like, everybody's upset about everything that somebody says. There's nothing he could have said. There's nothing he could have done that was going to make everybody happy. He was going to get He's going to get quote unquote canceled regardless, because Twitter is never happy.
Twitter's never happy. But you know who did get canceled? Your girl B.Simone. Miss I Want a Boyfriend getting canceled.
How you know she got canceled?
Bro, she got canceled? Know how I know she got canceled? Because she was selling those fraudulent Pinterest scrapbooks. And she got canceled for what she was saying. You talked about this on your other podcast.
I did.
Oh, I don't want a 9-to-5 man.
But here's the thing.
Let's get to it now. Come on, let's get to it.
Broke nigga Twitter gets mad every time somebody wants something better for themselves. Whenever a woman wants something better for themselves, broke nigga Twitter is in their ass all the time. She didn't even say anything about money. She said her lifestyle. Typically, men who work 9 to 5.
Depends on what type of 9 to 5. Let's caveat that.
Depending on what. Yeah, if they clock in and clock out, usually they clock in, they work. They probably work hard, maybe just as hard as an entrepreneur, maybe a little less, whichever, and then they clock out and don't really have to worry about what they got going on. An entrepreneur, because I'm both. I have a 9 to 5 and I have a business.
Same here.
So I work. So after work, we work, right?
Yeah.
And the work doesn't stop until we're done. But our 9 to 5
till you go to sleep.
Stop. Yeah, our 9 to 5 stops when we clock out.
I feel you.
She wants something. She said she feels like an entrepreneur would better understand her. So if she wants somebody that better understands her, and she feels like that's the kind of guy that she wants, what is the problem?
Look.
9 to 5 niggas make money too. The CEO clocking in out.
Hey,
all types of shit that don't make no sense.
There's 9 to 5 dudes like me and you, like me, and women like you who 9 to 5 but have entrepreneurship. They probably know the hustle. And sometimes you got to go through the transition phase. So he may not be there right now, but he's going to get there. And he got to meet her when he's there. You know what I mean? So I think
yes, but B.Simone is in her 30s, just like me. I feel like I cannot deal with a man who is making minimum wage. Yes, you may in the future get to where you need to go, but at the spot in my life that I am right now, I cannot go backwards. You are going to hold me down. I cannot deal with that. So that's just me personally. She wants somebody who knows, who she feels like is not going to bother her about her being on her phone, because our phone is part of our work. We are promoting at times. We're answering stuff. We're tweeting. We're doing things. We're showing that we're a brand. Some men who work 9 to 5 don't know what the fuck. Why are you on your phone all the time? Like, you always on your phone. So she feels like an entrepreneur would understand. Yes, maybe not all entrepreneurs will understand, and maybe not all 9 to 5 guys will do that. But that's what she feels is going to be better for her. That's what she felt like is going to be better for her.
I could put it this way. What she's saying is she wants somebody to match her level, right? It's different from, I'll put it this way, it's different than a woman who wants hypergamy, which is an entirely different story. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're expecting that person to level you up because you won't spend money on you. You know what I mean? That hypergamy is an entirely different lifestyle. So if she's willing to live, and that's the most important thing. She understands what she needs to. She could have worded it better. That's what I really think. But because at her tax bracket, she's going to meet more people that's in her tax bracket.
She is not. But here's the thing: everybody keeps saying she could have worded it better. She is not. She does not have a master's in journalism.
I'm not saying
she's not a public speaker.
I'm not saying
everybody. Y'all know what she meant. Y'all know what she meant.
Sometimes we just want to have a stink, make a stink. Come on, let us rock. Come on, man. Y'all get on us all the time on Twitter. Y'all wouldn't be killing us on Twitter every day.
It's Twitter because y'all know what she meant, and y'all turned it into something else because it's not the wording y'all would prefer. And it's broke nigga Twitter that was going after. Well, it's not broke nigga Twitter. It's 9 to 5 Twitter. Every time there's a certain
don't do that. Don't. It wasn't fully. It was 9 to 5. It was 9 to 5 men and women Twitter going off.
It was 9 to 5 Twitter. I didn't say 9 to 5 men Twitter. I said 9 to 5 Twitter.
I'm just adding the caveat.
It is 9 to 5 Twitter who was upset because, and I don't know why. If you're not even interested in her, why does that even bother you?
I mean,
it's more up and down that I don't want your ass anyway. Then why are you worried about it?
I think the most important thing is it's just because it's Twitter. Everybody has an opinion, voice their opinion on. It's okay. I think the bigger thing, the funniest thing was actually the one when the book was found to be plagiarized. That took the cake for me.
But she stole that book from a white person, so I don't care.
Bruh, I don't care. She finessing the black people to buy the book. Come on, man.
She stole the book. She stole the content from a white person. The white people stole this country. So cancel the country.
Yo, you are killing it today, bro. That's why I'm glad I brought you on this shit.
I'm confused. Like, why are y'all upset that she stole it from a white person?
Because she's finessing the black people with it. Come on, man. Finessing your own people.
She got white followers too.
She finessing her own people. Come on.
Yeah, but she get money any way you can. That's a hustler. She's a hustler.
You don't blame the drugs. Don't blame the drug dealer. Don't blame the drug dealer. Blame the drugs.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're so
nice. It's not her fault. She's just trying to make some money so she can make it out just like the rest of us. And she's deep down. She's from Miami. I think she said she's from Texas or something, but she might be from Miami because Miami niggas scam people all the time.
And then
y'all don't cancel them. I'm confused.
And then Meek Mill comes to her defense.
And he don't even know what the fuck is going on. I agree with Meek. Like, the girl's just trying to make the money.
He was wilding out.
The girl was just trying to make some money. White people steal stuff all the time. And now y'all mad because a black person stole content from a white person. I'm confused. Black people don't be on Pinterest. So how did they even find out? Hey, that's my thing.
You know Twitter be able to find out quick. You know what I'm saying? Twitter be lurking. But
they do.
So I know, Miss Barack Obama, you out here living your life, living your best life in the streets. You know what I mean?
Gang, gang.
But I also know you. I mean, you out here, you looking for a little couple fellas for you. You know what I mean? I know you out here looking for somebody to hold you down. The NBA coming to town. How you feel about that?
Ooh, I'm excited.
Okay, see, I knew they can't, but you gotta go to.
I'm right by Universal.
Oh no.
I'm hoping some of them might stay at Universal too, because I know they're staying in Disney or whatever. But Disney is a little, maybe like a 10, 15-minute drive.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping I can find one of them because this student loan shit is crazy out here.
See, that's the type of shit you gotta live hypergamy life. You want them to pay your bills.
Ooh, I don't want them to pay my bills, but if they can afford to pay my bills, I would like for them to pay my bills. But if I can pay my bills, he should be able to pay his bills, and then I can stay at his house because he can pay his bills.
Okay. You just want, makes sense? Yeah, it's like I'll pay my bills. Just make sure I don't have to pay my rent. Stay at his house.
Well, I can pay my bills by myself. So if I have to come to your house and pay half of your bills, then I might as well just stay at my house because I can pay my bills no problem. So, but if you want to build something, if we're building something, then I can come to your place, but you are already paying your bills. You should not be struggling. And then I can use my money for, like, we can do trips, and maybe I can pay off shit. I can save. I can, I can move around a little bit more, and all you have to do is take care of the bills. Like, and I can, I could pay some of it, but like the house, like the big bills is supposed to be the man. Like the man's supposed to provide the house. If you're not providing the house, that means and I'm paying half. That means I'm half the nigga half the time.
Oh my god!
And I'm gonna have to fuck you in the ass half the time.
Stop it.
That's just how.
Wow, that's how. Hey guys, listen up. That's how. If you want to be with Barack Obama, that's if she wants to go half, she's gonna have to half that ass.
Yeah, or you could just have your bills, and I could just have my bills, and we just keep it separate.
All right. Just see. Look, see. Now I got a girlfriend. I'm glad I ain't shoot my shot. You know what I'm saying? Talking about some. I'm gonna do that. Whoa, no.
If you can pay your bills comfortably, you're gonna make your girl pay half the rent.
Depends if we go half on owning the house. If I own the house, it's my house, right?
Yeah.
That's different. If we buy a house together, then that's our house. We gotta pay that together.
So you're gonna make her pay half of the house?
If we have a joint account, that's what it's coming out of, right?
Well, if you have a joint account, then that's different. Like if all the money's going in one. Well, if all the money's going in one, technically, let's say your bills comfortably pay the bills anyways, and technically you're paying all the bills anyway.
Look, if the money's coming out of one account, we good.
So it's just semantics. Like you just want the idea of you paying half.
I feel like for me personally, it's a couple's responsibility as a team to determine what life balance is right for them. It shouldn't be determined by what grandmama expected that when they was young. It should be what works for the couple.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
every couple has a different balance.
If you can comfortably, let's say the rent is $300.
All right.
And you make $2,000 a month. You still gonna make her pay $150?
It all depends. It also depends. It depends on what she wants to do. Also depends on if I'm coming out $300. I don't have $1,300. What she's gonna do to bring that $300 value back to me?
You would have
$1,700. But my thing is, look, how is she gonna bring that $300 value that I'm paying for back to me?
Okay, so now you're not really. This is not like I just want to do this for you. Now this is one of this. I'm doing this for you. What are you doing for me? Now
it's a team. Really it's a team. Like we have to balance it out. What area am I lacking that I'm taking up for this area? Where are we balancing? What area can you help me balance out?
Maybe that's why I'm single, because when I do something out of the goodness of my heart, I'm not waiting for some shit back. So like if he's paying the rent, like my ex was paying my half of the rent, and it's his birthday, and I buy him some Jordan. I stay in line for the fucking raffle ticket, and then I stay in line for the fucking Jordans, and then I get him a pair of Jordans, and I get him a pair of something else. I'm not waiting on my birthday for that same price or whatever the case is. Like, I'm gonna do whatever I want to with whatever I have available from the kindness of my heart. I'm not looking for monetary. I'm not looking for anything in return.
The thing about it is, I'm not asking for anything in return. What I want to do is me and my girlfriend at the time or then would have an understanding of how we want to work our finances together. It's not like I'm saying, oh, you're doing this because of this. No, it's like we're going, hey, what financial arrangement works for both of us?
See, if you can pay your rent comfortably and you're going to make me pay half because like you want everything to be half and half, that means like you're looking for monetary. You're one of these people that are trying to measure half and half.
No.
And I don't want that. I want a man who loves me and wants to take care of me and wants to make sure that I'm good. Like if he can afford to, then he will. Like if I have kids or whatever, I'm not struggling that I have to go back to work. I don't want to be struggling for nothing. Like I want to make sure my kids have everything that they need. I want to make sure everything. I want to have my kids back to back. Like I want to make sure everything is good. But now, if he can't afford it, of course I will pick up the slack. Like if something happens to him, I'm definitely gonna have a savings. Like I can take care of it for a little bit while we get our shit together or whatever the case is. But if you can and you just don't want to, I can't deal with a man like that.
So the thing is, here's my philosophy. Okay, and I'm willing. Like I'm not counting points. I'm saying I'm willing to pay for whatever as long as it's enjoyable to the both of us. I'm gonna get an enjoyment out of it as well. You know what I'm saying? Any date I go on a date because I want to go and enjoy a date with somebody. And it doesn't. I'm not at the end of the day. What are you paying for? I'm not doing that. If we take you on a date, I'm gonna take you on a date. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't come down to nickel and diamond. What I'm saying is financially, it has to be responsible for both people. So sometimes if I'm making enough money to do this, I'll do that. Sometimes my girl she wants to treat us. She does that. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm waiting. Hey, it's your turn. It's my turn. It's not like that. So
but that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that if you have it, I would expect for you to pay the rent. Like I would expect if you can afford your rent comfortably by yourself and you want me to move in with you, you want to take this seriously. For you to tell me, yeah, I want you to move in and pay half, like that's it. I might as well just stay in my own house.
So if the shoe's on the other foot, if you wanted him to move in with you, what would you expect?
For him to pay my rent.
That's the inverse.
That's a man. The man is supposed to be the provider and the protector of the house. So if you're not paying the rent and I'm paying the rent, then are you gonna have the kids? Like the kids coming out of your dick? Like I'm confused. Like you gonna do all the
so you believe in very traditional gender roles.
But here's the thing: I can do all that shit for myself. Me personally, I can do all that shit for myself. So you could just stay at your house. So stay at your house, pay your shit, and then I stay at my house and I pay my shit. Then we can just have a relationship where we don't live with each other at all.
So my whole thing is this: so if he's financially taking care of everything and you're just saving all your money, at what point do you feel the need to invest in something for him?
I'll be invested. Like if he, like I'm saying, like he's gonna be paying the bills. And first of all, if I'm married, I'm probably going to be more financially savvy anyway. The money should come to me anyway, so that I can disperse it correctly, anyways. But definitely, if he needs something, I'm gonna be there. So, like I said, if I'm gonna be in charge of the savings, the vacations, the kids stuff, the monthly payment for the daycare, whatever the case is. So I'm definitely going to be paying stuff. I'm not going shopping all day, every day. Like that's not my thing. Maybe if I save up enough, I can pay off his car. He don't gotta pay the car bill no more. I'm thinking of stuff that I can do with the money, but he's supposed to be taking care of the house. That's what a man's job is.
See, that's the difference. The difference is you've identified areas that you'll be financially responsible for. I'm okay with that. You get what I'm saying? Because the thing is, what area? If I'm financially responsible for this area, what areas are you financially responsible for? Is it all going to just come out of my check all the time, everything, or is the financial responsibility balanced?
But I really think that this is an issue for the men who really don't feel like they can afford it, because the men who have the money don't have these issues. The men who have the money don't ever ask, like, what are you contributing to this and this and that, or whatever the case is. Like, the men who can't afford it, it's a different thing. So maybe it's just dating because there's somebody out there for anybody.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's men out there saying, when I have a wife, she ain't gonna have to pay for nothing. I'm gonna take care of everything. She don't gotta work. She could just stay home. I don't care what she does. Like, we can have kids. She could just stay at home. If she need money to go shopping, I'll give her money to go shopping. I'll give her money to do this. I'll do whatever. I'll take care of everything.
There's guys like that.
Men who want them to pay. Yeah, and there's some men who want to pay, who want to pay half, who want half. And then there's the niggas who ain't got no job and they want a woman to take care of them. They stay at their baby mama house.
There's somebody for everybody. But it's also about,
exactly.
My thing is like this. It's all about how you set up relationship responsibilities. Like if my job is in the responsibility financially to take care of this, what's your job in the financial responsibility? That's it. Like that's all I see. It's because you have a financial responsibility to each other. And on top of that, the number one cause of divorce is finances. If you don't have a conversation about finances, the ship's already sunk.
People don't have financial conversations.
Yeah. So look, we ain't even dating. We already just had a full blown conversation. So if we were to start dating, she knows where I stand. What's up? Anyway, my girlfriend, baby, I ain't say that. I see you this weekend, baby. You know what I'm saying? Clearwater, we out there. Don't get me in trouble, please not.
So you get yourself in trouble. Ain't nobody told you to say nothing.
Oh man, come on, man. You supposed to say something to get me out of trouble. You just throwing it back on me, man. Chill out.
I ain't saving nobody.
That's fucked up. Come on, man. But yeah, man. So of course, I mean, that's because we just had a full blown conversation about that. But you know, as men, I just want to say this: as men, as black men, we still need to do a lot better. I know, personally, for me, this week's been kind of rough with the death of Toyin, who's a Tallahassee resident. Tallahassee's my hometown, and so it's been really tough for me to kind of hear about the crap that happened back there. I know you heard about it as well, of course, through social media, probably, and definitely want to make sure she gets shouts out and respect for that, and I just know that the type of conversations we have on social media, we be joking all the time. But pardon me, we be joking all the time.
The timeline has been serious lately.
Yeah, and the problem is like not just that. Like, there's been a Twitter, the Tally Rapist Twitter, where they airing out everybody. And FAMU, Florida State, TCC, dudes who just live in Tally, they just airing out everybody. But
that's Tally. They had Orlando like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, so it's crazy. It's crazy. And the worst part about it is somebody who's young, who was an activist, a Black Lives Matter activist. Well, I mean, she associated with the movement. I don't know if she actually worked with Black Lives Matter. And she's actually a cousin of a friend of mine. So it's like kind of close, you know what I mean? And she didn't deserve that. Nobody deserves that. And definitely your message is about like you don't like about women that you know personally who've been through that, you know, and I just want and like you said, like I've always been a proponent of like just trying to keep my little sisters safe, you know, definitely trying to keep them aware of situation. And one thing I want to let women and men know, like, it's gonna be kind of hard to say, but if you're talking about ain't shit people, ain't shit men, ain't shit women, like there's more people that you know personally that you know. They might be your friends, they might be your mom, your dad. You know what I mean? A lot of women want to know why they dad tell them to watch out for all these dudes, cause some of your dads was ain't shit too. That's 100.
The thing about I'm going to talk about this week. I'm recording my podcast on Monday, still uncut. Because what I realized, because I see a lot of, they're airing out people.
Yeah. And
then I see ain't shit people talk about they're like, oh, that's damn,
cat.
that nigga is sick. Yeah. No, they're saying that nigga is sick. But the person that's saying that nigga is sick,
they also
one
sick.
of the sick motherfuckers. So what I realized is that men don't know when they are sexually assaulting people because it's been so common in the past. So like for the past couple years, women are taught to be, shy. You're supposed to like hold yourself to a higher standard and this and the other. But men are teaching each other the game, and the game is sexual assault.
Here's one thing
But,
I'll say to respond to actually add to that point.
mm-hmm.
The type of things that men are taught just from each other. Let's be real. Like, there's a lot of homes that don't have a man. You learn from the street. You learn from the music. You learn from the movies. You learn from the music videos. Like, a man's supposed to be a player. A man's supposed to be able to be around good girls.
Right.
All this, not to say the hip hop industry is responsible for this, but the society is responsible for this. And so, just like they said that, I know you saw the Black Lives Matter activists that say we learned violence from you. We learned this from you. That's the same exact thing that happened to black men. The reason why we know how to we learn these misogynistic traits, these toxic paternity traits, which, like, I want to say, in a sense, the idea of paternity, patriarchy. Patriarchy. It is, in a sense, in the purest form, patriarchy isn't bad. The toxic nature of patriarchy that we've been taught to oppress the women is bad. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that whole education process in our society, where it's been perverted and it's been burned into us, etched into us as a community and as an American society, is where it stems from. So a lot of these men are acting like this because they've been taught by men who've been broken, who've been taught by men who've been broken, who've been taught by men who've been broken, or haven't had somebody to give an example to them what's right. And so, like, it's one of the things that it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's just like one of the things, like, white men be raping white women. It happens because it's literally the culture has been that way. But it's not an excuse, by the way. Not an excuse.
Yeah, it's not an excuse. But now women are actually voicing their voices on this,
which is good.
And some men feel like some things that the women are saying is bullshit because they feel like the sexual assault is unwanted sexual touching. How are you going to tell me what I wanted?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense. But one thing I will say, me and my girlfriend talked about this. What's up, babe? Anyway, we talked about this in a sense of understanding how the dynamics are unspoken and kind of blurred, but it's still your responsibility at the end of the day as a man to let the woman, like, even for instance, I let my girl tell me when she's ready. Period. Like, if she don't want to, I'm good. I got to the point now, before me and her got together, before when I was still out in the streets, when I was still pimping, when I was in the streets, it's to the point where I was like, cool, if you don't want to do it, I'm going home. Cool. If you want to hang out with me, cool. If I don't get none tonight, cool. If I do get some, cool. I was cool, whatever. But the last thing I was going to do is be like, yo, let me get that. You know what I mean? Nah. The last thing I would ever, like, wouldn't be the last thing because it wouldn't be on the table, put honestly. But
some men feel like, because, like, if you're doing certain things, that is an indication that this is okay, and that is not okay. Oh, she came to my house at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night, and she made out with me, so that means we are going to have sex. No, she has the right to say no. Oh, she laughed when she said no, so she's just shy or whatever. Let me make her more comfortable and get her to more loose to do this. No. And these are the blurry lines and I literally was yelling at my brother today because I'm like, yo, my brother's like, oh no, I would never sexually assault her. But these men on Twitter don't feel like they sexually assaulted anybody.
Yeah, and that's because it's a blurred line, because there's some women who flirt like that. There are some women who flirt like that.
Some of those lines are not blurred. Like, if somebody says no, even if it's playful or whatever the case is,
It's
because
no.
I know, because I've been sexually assaulted. I've said no playfully, but I've only like not to tease, but I don't want to fuck up the moment. Like, I don't want to fuck up the mood. Like, we're having a good time. I actually like you. I respect your mind. I like I'm enjoying my time right now. I don't want you to go, but I don't want to have sex.
Yeah.
You're trying to have sex with me. No, like stop.
Yeah.
Like I've done that. Not because I know if I said no, fucking stop it. You're gonna leave. Now everything's awkward. Now everything is like the mood is all changed.
I'll be honest with you. What I tell my little sisters is exactly that. I tell them to say no. If they don't respond, get up and leave. Because the last thing I want them to do is to be caught in a situation where it's blurry or it's like, oh, but and that's just like, luckily I scared the living daylights of our little boyfriend when I finally first met him, so he know what's up. But the thing is like, the most important thing for me is just trying to be as straightforward in communication. Luckily, she has a thick Jamaican accent, so like when she says no a little lightly, it sounds no. So I just think, I'm not trying to tell women what to do. I just really want men to be more accountable. The first thing I want to say is when the news about Toyin broke, the first thing I did was like think to myself like, okay, take yourself accountable. Look at yourself. Look at because everybody has a chance to like look in their past and look in their head like encounters they've had, and just make sure and listen to look through my conscience to see if there's any questionable things I've done. You know what I'm saying?
But they don't know. They don't think the things that they have done is questionable. They're like, oh, well, she wanted it, or she let it happen, or we had sex again after the fact, or like something of that nature. Because it didn't like they didn't drug you and you passed out and they had sex with you while you were passed out, or they think you're a hoe. That makes it okay, and that you didn't do anything. She wanted it because she's a hoe. But people forget,
that's
hoes
not
are
right.
selective. Hoes is not fucking everybody. Yes, they're fucking multiple people, but usually they have a type of person that they're fucking.
Yeah.
It's like,
go ahead.
Yeah, so it's like they keep making excuses and they're saying like, yeah, this is not sexual assault because of this, that, and the other. And sexual assault is unwanted. It's unwanted
advances touching,
and you don't know what's in other people's mind, especially if you don't talk. Like, if you don't ask, if you didn't ask, or you're not talking, she said no, but she's like giggling. That doesn't mean that she wants it. You know what I mean? So it's like they don't see what they did as wrong, and that's why on the timeline where women are like, "Hey, you did this to me," and niggas is like, "Well, first of all, that's a lie. You wanted it," and then other niggas is calling this nigga sick, but that nigga sick too because he sexually assaulted somebody else.
Yeah, and that's one thing I've noticed. Like, even recently, there's a prominent person in Orlando. I don't want to drop names. If you know who I'm talking about, she's been posting about it on Instagram and Twitter. And
Jennifer Desire.
I didn't want you know what I'm saying? I don't want to put people's business out there, but she already put it out there. So go ahead.
I'm putting everybody. No, we need to start saying, because they think this is okay because nobody pointed. That's what my brother was saying. My brother was like, "Oh, if I sexually assaulted someone, wouldn't they have gone to the police?" And first of all, that's not true, because sometimes they don't want to go to the police. They don't want nobody to know. Yeah. They just keep it to themselves, and they have like traumatic. Now they have traumatic responses when they're having sex or they're hypersexual or whatever. There's definitely some type of effect, but that just because she didn't go to the cops does not mean that you did not sexually assault her.
So the thing is, I didn't. The reason, do you understand why I didn't want to like go out there and off the ledge? I understand what we're going to go there now, but do you understand why I didn't want to go there? First off,
why you didn't want to say Jennifer Desire?
Because I know that she's handling her stuff. How she handling her stuff? Like she's gone to the police. Like she's doing all that. I didn't know if I were to say it, put it out there like that, if that would cause an issue with that. But it's already out there. Fuck it. Okay,
Mhm.
we going in. I met that dude, and the sickest
I
part,
did too.
the sickest part of this shit is there's people who do business with her who are co-signing. Oh, that dude. Oh, she cap. My dude ain't do nothing to her. She a liar.
What's his nigga? Fat something, fat Uli, fat Bully. I don't know what.
I don't know
what
him.
his name
I don't know him. But the worst part of the thing you can do is somebody who has done business and had your back when y'all didn't have a platform yet.
And y'all know, y'all know. Did y'all see the picture? Because she has a camera in front of her door.
Yeah. Which me and my girlfriend talked about that. Okay, cool. All right, she was drunk at the bar. Cool. You told her friends you'll take her home. Cool. You got her home. Cool. Nigga, leave. You know what I'm saying?
Niggas feel like it's okay.
Like after that, why you laying in bed with her, dog? Just get up and go. You did your mission.
That nigga is sick.
So
Period.
like that's all I'm gonna say. Like, fam, I personally I don't know you well enough to have ill will towards you, but fam, that's not right. That's all I'm gonna say. And you gonna make it. It's gonna be made right, but not by you.
Well, first of all, it's sick because she's not the only one. She said she's been getting like stories about this guy, and you know it's funny at the protest, the person that I was driving with was giving him a ride home, and he was saying some shit like, "Oh, do we have homegirls? Because he's a hoe and this, that, and the other." And in my head, I am thinking, who the fuck would want to willingly have sex with your ugly ass?
Look, like we said, there's people out there for everybody. I don't doubt nobody. At one point, I was slept on, but it's all good. So, like I'll be real with you. Me and my homegirl from school, you know, she talked about like, yo, Carl. People was actually talking about like, yo, this is what Carl like. She would tell people like, yo, you don't know Carl be fucking. But anyway, like my whole thing is like, it's a situation that needs to be brought to light. Like, dudes, fellas, you need to hold your homeboys accountable. You need to hold your brothers accountable. Like, it's not enough for women to keep saying this shit. Fellas, we gotta do our part too. Period. Luckily for me, I haven't had friends that was this sicko. And if I do have friends that are this sicko, they not my friends no more because they ain't gonna be around me like that. So,
but then there's the ones that do it subtly. And and that's why we're gonna talk about it on my podcast, because like it's a lot that men feel like it's okay. Like this is shit that happens all the time, so they feel like it's okay, and it's not okay.
Yeah.
And I'm glad Jen said something, because if she had not gone to the police, just like my brother said,
another report gone, and she just has to deal with the trauma.
It don't mean nothing. This guy I was talking to, I actually told him, I was like, yo, a friend of mine was sexually assaulted. And he started talking about, oh, yeah, there was a girl who had accused my friend of sexual assault, and she went to the police at first, but then she had dropped it, and why you even said anything in the first place, and all that stuff. And I was like, well, first of all, you're in a frat.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming he already went to his frat brothers and said, oh, this girl was all up on me. Mm-hmm. Like, I didn't even really have to do nothing or whatever.
It's a different story. It takes a different story.
Yeah, it's a whole different story. And then you guys basically looked at her like, why would you even, why were you there at then? Why were you doing this? Why was you doing that? It don't matter.
Yeah. And that's one thing.
It doesn't matter.
That's one thing. I'm luckily I've been blessed to have good relationships with people and to be willing to take my time and not really care about like the instant gratification. I feel that's one thing, guys. Take delayed gratification, fam. You won't gotta be there right away with it. You know what I mean? She gives it to you on the third, fourth night. It's still a victory. Just let her give it to you when she wants to. Like,
yeah, it's not that serious.
yeah,
It's not. It shouldn't be that serious. Actually, it shouldn't be that serious. But men are like, I don't know what it is, but it's like they feel like
I can tell
you.
you what it is. I can tell you what it is. It's the culture of this masculinity that we've been ushered into the culturally. It's this, oh, I gotta be the coolest. I gotta have the most girls. It's like, and that's not that. And honestly, you can be all that without having to be rapey. You can.
I think no. I think you know what's funny. I feel like men have this. You know how they always say that white men are keeping black men down and they have like a superiority complex and all this stuff. Men have that with women in general. And so they feel like a woman has to keep a man. A woman has to do what a man says. Like you want to keep me, then this is what you have to do. Like
That's
every
that's
woman wants
society.
me.
That's
Like
society.
that kind of. So that's something that we need to break. Just like we're trying to dismantle this white fucking superiority shit.
Yeah.
Like we need to break that with men, and it's crazy that we have to do it simultaneously.
So remember what I said earlier, how patriarchy in itself isn't toxic, but when you activate a toxic ideology behind it, that's the problem. Once the superiority, the stratification of elitism is in there, then it becomes like, who's more elite, who's more powerful, who has the most money, who's making the most. You know what I'm saying? Once
And
you
that's why
what
women are like acting so masculine now, because they have it's a defense mechanism. Like you have to be a hard ass. You have to be like you have to take control of your own shit. You have if you're gonna have sex, you gotta have it under your own terms. You gotta do all this. You have to take away the power from the men because they're not protecting you like they're supposed to.
well,
They're not
and
they're not
even
respecting you like you're an equal. So now we have to be extra everything.
but the most important thing is, I don't mind a woman. Oh, I think women should be like that anyway. Like, it is a responsibility of men to support the women of their culture. It's that responsibility, but I still think I do want women to have that edge to them. It's not even about being more feminine. It's about being self self protect.
Preserving,
Say again.
preserving.
Self preserving, because honestly, it's survival of the fittest. But self preserving, being self aware. I don't think you should be. I think women should. If men should protect their women, period. But women should be protecting themselves first. Not they shouldn't be expecting a man. Men should, but they shouldn't be expecting men to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the reason why I tell my little sister, when you go on a date with this young man, carry your own money. Have a backup plan if he can't take you there. If he can't take you home. Like, don't expect him to do something for you. Be able to do it yourself. And if he does something for you, let that be a note of who he is as a man. So if he wants to pay for her, oh, I have money, but okay, I'll let you pay for me. Good. This man wants to pay for me. Yes, I like that. Yes. Oh, we're going to meet up somewhere. Oh, he's willing to pick me up. Oh, I had a way to get there, but he's willing to pick me up. I like that. Yes. This man respects my father. Oh, I'm glad he respects my father. I like that. Yes. You get what I'm saying? Like, I want her to be just like, you're a very strong woman, my homegirl, you my sister, but I want her to have that attitude that you have, but to activate it, and also to be conscious of the fact that she doesn't need, like you said, she don't need a man for nothing. But if he shows her different, she's willing to accept it. Because
Yeah.
I want that man to earn everything. Like, that's the thing. Like, I don't think like that's the problem. I don't think women should expect men to do that. The man should have to earn that. Like my girl makes more money than me. I still pay money to go on dates because I want to show her that I'm willing to do this. And I'm earning that respect for doing that in her eyes by doing it consistently, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I want women to want men to do these things, and men should do these things because it benefits us and as a black community as a whole when we support our black women. Period. I was raised by a single mother, so I have no qualms with a black woman being a powerful financial force. You know what I mean, in my life, I have no problems with that. But there's a difference between being a gentleman and then being a oppressive force. Just because she likes you don't mean you a gentleman, fam.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's entirely two different mindsets, right? So, like, I just want men to, like, really, period. They got to take a look. You got to take a look at yourself. You got to take a look at your father. Because I'll be real with you, my dad ain't shit. He has 10 kids, fam. Like, so, but, you know, he's a Caribbean, man. You know how they go. They most toxic ones anyway. But, like, one thing my dad does have, all of his baby moms, the mothers of his children respect him. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he's willing to do things for his children, and for when they need something, he's willing to step out on the ledge and get it done, right?
Right.
So he ain't shit, but he has their respect. But that's something like some men don't they worry about the respect from the wrong people. Like
mm-hmm.
It's weird to me. Like, men just like, oh, all my niggas fucking with me, I'm good. Like, nah, damn.
I agree.
Your niggas be out here hyping you up to go to jail, hyping you up to do these break B&Es, and you going to jail.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
hyping you up to be lonely.
Exactly. So like, I want to just give some love to Jen. First off, shouts out to you. I know you're going through tough times. I want to give love to every black queen out there. Love to Toyin's family. Love to you for being on the podcast.
Of course.
I just want everybody to be aware. Like, men, you got to be more aware. I really appreciate you for being on to talk about this subject because I wanted to have a female on this topic because just on the podcast in general because I don't mind having females on my podcast. Shouts out to Co Uncut. But it's important for me to have this conversation with a woman because if it was just two guys having a conversation, it would be that same circle jerk that you were talking earlier, right?
Facts.
So it's like, oh, what you know about that? I've never, no, I don't want that. I want that. And that's one thing. That's the reason why when we were talking about this on my free time, I talked to my girlfriend. I talked to my friend, who, no cat was my first sexual partner. So like, just kind of like understand like, yo, when it first started, was I like this? Did I ever do this to you? Like to understand like.
And I don't think men start off like that. I don't think they start. Well, from my experiences, I've never. It's like it's gotten worse around college.
Yeah.
Because like in high school, it's still like lovey-dovey kind of.
And nobody knows what they're doing.
Love. Yeah. So, but once you hit college, all of a sudden, I don't know. It's like something activates.
It's the culture of. It's that I'm telling you in college, it's especially I was a football player in college, so I'm pretty much we are our own gang. So, like I'm telling you, it's that hyper masculine culture. For the first 3 months in college, we was just all dudes on campus and all the girls show up. Oh my God, bro, all the girls here. You know what I'm saying? We going to the first party. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm telling you, it's a masculinity problem. It's a what's being taught in masculinity problem. It's a not understanding emotional intelligence problem.
How do we fix it?
So I'm gonna give my idea of a solution, then you can follow up with your idea of a solution. Okay? Does that sound fair? I don't want not stepping no toes.
Okay.
So the first thing is, of my solution, is that men got to stop this bullshit of automatically denying, oh, my boy ain't do that. And
No,
just
fact.
and be saying like, what happened and how did it happen? And then really giving a hard look at the actions that happened at night. And then third, for every individual man who's under the power of my voice right now, fam, women outnumber us on this planet 10-1. It's not that serious.
There's more than enough to go around.
There's more than enough to go around. The girls who be giving it up, they'll still be giving it up tomorrow. And you find them, they'll probably put out. The most important thing is not just when a woman says no, but know when to stop. Know when to just take yourself out the picture and leave. Like as soon as as soon as a girl told me, "Hey, I'm not feeling this," my hand out of pants, I'm walking the fuck out the door. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's extreme.
Like as soon as I hear no, I'm good. No, or any type of I don't want to do this anymore. That's when you got to get up and leave. If you're taking her home, do your job, take her home, and then leave. Your job is not to stay there anymore. Your job is to make sure she gets home safe.
But then that sounds like the only reason you came was to have sex. If she says no, she doesn't want to have sex, but she still wants to chill with you, but you have to leave.
No, but what I'm saying is
that you only came there for one thing.
But what I'm saying is, if you know that if you know that's on your heart, then I'd rather a man leave if that's on his heart than him staying. And you know what I'm saying? It's not like if there's women who I've been with, I spent time with, and that happened. We just hang out, we're good. But there's also times when if a man's out there, that's what he wants, and that's not what he wants. If he's honest with her at that moment, I think honesty is the most important thing in this situation. If he just wants to have sex with her and he tells her that's what I want, and she doesn't want that, I think that's okay.
At that point, if that's all you want is sex, then you probably should find somebody who has that same mindset, because there are women out there like that just want sex.
Yeah, but
Tinder is a great place to go look.
Yeah, but you get what I'm saying. Like, I'd rather him leave and make sure that woman doesn't have that bad experience than that man stay there and make that bad experience happen. I'd rather her be mad at him for not liking her, not wanting to hang out with her, than her be mad and tormented for the rape to happen or a sexual assault to happen. I'd rather her be pissed at him for the rest of her life. And honestly, as a man, I would rather have a woman mad at me and then to spend the rest of my life in jail over something that didn't need to happen at all. And that's the key point. Men need to know it's not that serious.
Never.
And honestly, you out here trying to impress your boys, guess what? They ain't gonna be impressed when you in jail and you getting fucked in the ass. That's your fault. So it's not pretty and it's not right. And even for me as a young man, like that's one of the first things I did. One of the first things that I did was when I heard the news, I took stock of my interactions with women. And that's the first thing I had to do, because I feel that's the most responsible thing. Take advantage before you even condemn somebody else. Like you talking about people out here going wild. No, you gotta look at yourself. Period. And so those are my ideas. What I think needs to happen, like self accountability, holding your friends accountable, looking at yourself, and if you know you're in a situation that's not going to look right, but if you really want the best interest for that person, if you really care for that person, you either stay and take care for that person in the right way, or you leave. Or I agree. That's how it should be. It shouldn't be like, oh, she put a butt in my face and then this happened. Nah, fam. You had no business in her bed. Leave. And I don't want to put too much of the details out there, because that's going to get handled how it's going to get handled. But your turn.
How do we fix it? I do think women need to speak out more and stop trying to save
I
these men's faces,
I
their
agree.
business, and all that stuff. Like my co-host um told the story about her being raped, and today I found out who it was, and I'm just like in shock because I know this person,
Mhm.
and I'm like, why have you not said anybody's name? And she's like, yeah, well, and she's a therapist too, and she's like, well, I have this complex of protecting black men or whatever. I don't want his whole reputation ruined. The people that were around know or whatever, and I'm just like, but still, this doesn't make any sense because you continue to tell the story and you leave out the name. We need to, and just like my brother said, he said, if I did do something, then you would have heard. They would have. Somebody would have said my name
Not,
or this and the other.
not
So
everybody's ready.
We need to hold them accountable. I know that's one of the things I feel like. Yo, I was so proud of Jen
Well,
because like from day one, she was like, this piece of shit did this to me, and I commend her.
and that's
I
why,
commend
and I totally agree. Like just having the courageousness and attitude, and that's why one thing as a man, you once you burn out your ends with the women who supported you, dog, you done. Like I
her.
feel
Mhm.
the most important thing I've always done is always if I've been with a woman, I've always tried to leave on good terms, leave on a level field of understanding.
Mhm.
But once you take advantage of somebody in that way, you can never go back. You can never.
I also think men should ask the women. Or I like when I heard her story, I was like, I don't think I know a woman who has not been sexually assaulted. So I think what men should try to do is ask the women in your life
The
about
stories.
their stories, because you may not think something is sexual assault, but my 18-year-old sister is in class and some boy grabbed her butt without her consent. That is sexual assault. And that happens in high school all the time.
And, yeah, and I can even give my own personal account of that. You know what I mean? Being 16 years old, you kind of don't know what. Sometimes you don't know right and wrong. I've grabbed a butt before, and sometimes it's like your boy's doing, telling, egging you on to do it, which is messed up, or you just kind of are,
Mhm.
you kind of just hanging out with somebody and they're touching on, hugging on you, and you know what I mean. It happens, but once
Yep.
again,
And they don't think it's sexual assault. They're like, everybody's doing it or
yeah,
whatever. Like, the school didn't say anything to me. I didn't get in trouble or anything like that. So it's not sexual assault, but it is.
yeah, and that's the thing. There's no at that age. There's no they might explain it to you roughly, but sometimes at 16, 17, 18, you really don't get it. But you should be able to have a full understanding of she didn't like that, and just honestly, that's where the accountability needs to start. Maybe at that age is, and maybe it's not at that age a full arrest and all that stuff, but it definitely needs to be something that's be memorable punishment. You know what I mean? So
But that's something that they've done when they were younger, and then when they go to the club, they go and they grab women's ass or pass by and grab her ass or some shit. Like that shit that they've been doing since they were young. And I bet you if somebody was accused of some kind of sexual assault or rape, a nigga who has grabbed an ass is calling this nigga sick.
yeah,
But you have also been in these shoes. You just don't think what you did was sexual assault. I've been on a date. The date went great. Can I take you out again? Yes, I had a really good time tonight. And you try to kiss me. Yeah, on TV, Niggas is kissing bitches on the first date, but you're not kissing me on the first date. And he leaned in like towards me and tried to kiss, and then kept trying to pull my chin up the whole night, trying to give me a kiss. That is sexual assault. And I'm sure some guys are just sitting here like, well, I have to take the chance or whatever the case is. But, things like that, like these are maybe on the more
The blurred
lighter
line
side of
side.
assault,
Yeah.
but it's still assault. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's I really do think that people need to ask the girls in your life, because I don't think there's anybody who has not been sexually assaulted at this point, because everybody has a fucking story. Everybody that I know has a story.
Yeah.
So what I think we should do is definitely talk to the women in your life and ask them about their stories, because it might be minor, but listen to how they remember. They remember the shit that happened to them.
And I'll also say
that they might not see nothing to you, but to her, she's like, she remember. Yeah, I remember when I was 16, this happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's traumatic.
And also, I would like to say this: there's a lot of young men out there who've been sexually assaulted. They don't, and that's the thing. Men don't know sexual assault. They don't even know they've been sexually assaulted.
They've definitely been sexual. The same way girls were guys were grabbing girls' asses. There was times where girls were grabbing dicks in the class.
Yeah. So I think there's a lot of sexual assault happening, and nobody knows where the line is, and until it gets too far. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I'm not trying to say no. All sexual assault too far. First off, but what I'm saying, in that early stage, it's so blurred, and it's so, I don't want to even say minor, because major shit's happening at that age too. But a lot of the more I don't want to sound like an asshole saying that. A lot of the more innocent versions. That sounds so horrible. But you get what I'm alluding to, please.
Yeah, like you said, on the lighter side.
The lighter side are happening, and nobody's saying anything. And then when it goes way to the right, way to the left, those little blurred micro infractions lead to those bigger lines.
Because this was okay. It was okay that I grabbed girls' asses in high school. It was okay when I was in the club and I grabbed his ass in the club, and it's okay if she was drunk and she let me grab her ass, and it's okay that she was drunk and she let me kiss her, and it's okay that she was drunk and I fucked her. It's like that. Like, it's too much going on, and that's why I felt like we need to. I'm gonna have to have an episode on sexual assault, and y'all and men, just listen. There's a reason why these words are coming out of our mouth. We're not just talking for no fucking reason. These things are traumatic experiences for us. Like, this is trauma that we're reliving. Like, if you ask us, hey, what, you've been sexually assaulted before, like, what happened? And we remember traumatic experiences, and we're going to relive them. Sometimes, like, you'll turn around and start breaking down and crying, or whatever the case is. Like, these might not seem like anything to you, but this is definitely something to me. And the fact that it means something to me, and I felt like this is what sexual assault was to me, that means that, this is serious.
Yeah. And
somebody grabbed my butt. Yeah, somebody grabbed my butt in the club, and like that. Yeah, you might think that people grab people's ass all the time, but you see that this is what I'm telling you. This is serious to me.
And even like I'll be real with you. Like, even when a man is with his girl, and I don't like my ass being grabbed, and she's doing it, like, I don't enjoy it. So, like, stop. You know what I'm saying? You gotta respect it. You gotta respect it. Like, it's just one of those things. Like, the micro infractions, lines getting blurred, it happens every day. And until somebody has a respect, if you respect the person enough that you're hanging out with, you won't ever do something to them that they don't want. You know what I mean? Hopefully. So, like, I just want men and women have these conversations like me and my homegirl Barack Obama have had. Sometimes it's a sobering conversation. We were laughing and joking earlier, but you can hear how serious we were just then. I want, like you said, I want every man that's tuned in the podcast, please ask your girlfriend, your sister, even your mom. Honestly, you might not want to hear it, but let's be real. She has stories. I think that's what, if you hear the stories from the women around you, then that'll kind of change your opinion. And then after you hear those stories, take a look at yourself. You know what I mean? Take a look at yourself. I know sometimes you might have had more stuff on the lighter side of things, but definitely see where that behavior can get so slippery. Boom, you kind of fall down the slope. And even I've had incidents where I wanted to kiss a girl, she didn't want to kiss me, and you know, it's such a weird thing to be in that dynamic. And you do, and as a man, you do have to take your shot sometimes. But also as a man, you have to know when to take your ball and go home.
Mm-hmm.
And take the L. Sometimes if she don't want to kiss you, just take the L right there. She don't want to. She don't want to hug you. Take the L. Even if you tried once, just take the L. Just go. I think that's more important is men just need to understand how to take the L. Sometimes that's a victory in itself, because now you don't take that L, you're gonna take an even bigger L going down the road. So, which is, if you want to have a nice livelihood and family, you gotta know when to fold them and hold them. You know what I mean? So, I just appreciate you once again. I appreciate you for being strong enough to have this conversation, which I know you're very opinionated anyway. There was no way you wouldn't be strong enough to have the conversation. But I just want to thank you for having this conversation, and definitely I want to enlighten my followers and your followers that there are men out there. I'm not saying I'm the best ally, because I'm not perfect, and no one in this earth is. You know, and like I said, I've had my slip ups when it comes down to understanding the blurred line. Even when you're drinking, understand the blurred line. Understand when she's drinking the blurred line, and not going, and hope, and thank God forbid I haven't went too far down that slippery path. You know what I mean? But the most important thing is, it's important for us having this conversation to make more people aware about the situation at hand. Even if it's happening locally, make people aware that people that you know, people who are prominent in the culture that you know, are having this happen to them. Unfortunately, you know, and it happens. And sometimes, I'll be real, it might seem innocent, men and women doing this flirty, grabby thing. At some point, it got to stop. Like, so
yeah.
I really appreciate you once again. June 19th, Juneteenth, we are having a block party and festival. I'm gonna let her give you the details, and as well as her give you her Instagram handles and the information for her podcast.
Freedom Day Block Party. I'm trying to pull up the address so I can give it to everybody. Okay, so it's gonna be at 2513 Industrial Boulevard. So it's by John Young in Princeton.
Mm-hmm.
John Young in Princeton. So it's like a whole block. It's an outdoor event. There's gonna be masks and hand sanitizers provided. It's from 5 to 10. We're gonna have voters registration, food, music, vendors, fireworks, games, and more. It's open to everybody, and it's a free event. So come through. We really need everybody to get registered to vote, by the way, because the last day is like July. Well, this is not for
local. So August.
Yeah,
I think it's August
local.
what?
August 16th, but early voting is August 8th through the 15th. So I think it's August 18th.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's August 18th, but early voting, if you don't know, you can always vote a week earlier, a whole week earlier. Like, the whole week is open. Because I always go to early voting, and I never see any black people. But they're all, like, lined up, and then they get tired of waiting on election day. So we're going to have voters registration. The last day to register to vote, I believe, is July 21st.
Okay.
So we are trying to get as many people registered to vote for this local election. So definitely stop by and at least register to vote, and then you can go.
Of course.
But you can catch me at Barack Obama 305 on Instagram, Twitter, My name is Savonette Sands on Facebook, but I'm rarely on Facebook.
And get
like
your
that.
taxes done.
Yes, I am a certified tax preparer. I'm an accountant for the white people in the daytime. So at the nighttime, I have a tax business. It's mytaxvice.com is my website, and then My Tax Vice on Instagram and Facebook. My podcast is called CO Uncut. CO_uncut on Twitter and Instagram. You can listen to me on Apple, on Spotify, on Google, on Anchor, and all the other little Stitcher and Podcaster Radio, whatever.
All of them.
All of them. Every single one except SoundCloud, because I couldn't pay for SoundCloud. I was like, that's way
I'm not
too
worried
much.
about SoundCloud. Nah.
But yeah, I think that's about it.
You got your spiel done. Thank you so much once again. Of course, it's your boy DJ Spyda the Don. Of course, it's Facts Podcast. I'm giving you different things here. I want everybody to be more aware and more conscious of what's going on around them. Of course, we're gonna keep you entertained each and every week. I'll be dropping a new podcast next week. My big brother, Maine Buchanan of Everyday People. Everyday People parties. He travels around the country, travels around the world doing his events and parties. So I'll definitely look forward to having my big brother on the podcast. Looks just like me, just a little bit shorter. Okay. But definitely love you so much. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for being a part of my podcast. It means the world to me to have a woman's voice and woman's touch on these topics.
Thank you for having me. A lot of people don't like my opinion.
Look, like I said, I found him at least funny enough to even give a thought of giving you a date. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I almost shot my shot a couple of times, but sometimes those opinions, let me move out of the way of that opinion. I'm drop out of that one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. People don't be liking my opinion.
But I still love you anyway. I still love you anyway. You have a good night. Thanks a lot. And stay safe out there. I want everybody to know that we believe in you. And thank you once again for having this Juneteenth event. All right?
Of course. Thank you.
You have a good night. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Everybody, once again, this is your boy DJ Spyda the Don. That's It's Facts Podcast. Catch us anywhere you can get your podcasts. Apple Podcasts, of course, Google Play. Of course, you can catch us on Spotify. Once again, it's your boy DJ Spyda. We out.